Hey everybody, my name is Kelsey, and today we are going to be talking about some debate stuff. But first, we've got to get warmed up, we've got to sharpen up our minds and get those persuasive speaking skills going. So, I want you to grab an object in your house, anything, it could be anything. All right, I'm going to give you 15 seconds, get your object, come back here, and go. Run, 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 find something good. Almost up. Okay, I hope you're back here with your object. So, I want you to take your object and I want you to tell me why I should buy whatever it is you are holding in your hand right now. Tell me why it's awesome, why I definitely need it, and go ahead. Practice your persuasive speaking skills. Okay, so I hope you gave a pitch. I hope you actually did it, all right? I know you're watching this video because you want to be a good debater, and the way you're going to be a good debater is by actually practicing. So I hope you actually took the time to practice it. So if I were selling this beautiful pair of scissors, I would talk about cool things like, well, it's purple, but I think the main thing I would say if I were trying to sell these is that they're useful for cutting, and we all need to be able to cut something, right? So, for example, I'm wearing a shirt right now. My shirt is stitched together with thread, and if I've got a loose thread, I'm going to need to cut it. So you're always going to need a pair of scissors. So I would think about what my audience needs, which is my audience is always going to need to cut something. So it's good to have a pair of scissors lying around. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things about debate, which is called refutation. When you refute someone, that's when you say that the other side is incorrect, right? As debaters, we need to do two things. First thing is we need to tell our audience, who's our judge, audience, same thing in the context of debate. We need to tell them that we are right. But we also have to tell them that they are wrong. They're saying it's wrong, it's bad, it's incorrect. Don't believe them, right? That's refutation. I think it's the most fun part of the debate because, one, it's always fun to tell other people that they're wrong, but two, this is where you're really thinking on your feet. You can always plan your arguments out in advance, but refutation is where we're making it up on the spot. So here's a few steps that are going to help us to make sure we're doing a nice, clear refutation. We've got this 4-step process, right? They said, but I disagree because, therefore, all right? So the first part, pretty self-explanatory. You're pointing out exactly what you're disagreeing with. What did they say that you want to counteract? They said that Gryffindor is the best Hogwarts house, all right? That's what they said that you're about to refute. But I disagree. All right, they said that Gryffindor is the best Hogwarts house, but I disagree because Ravenclaw is the best Hogwarts house because that's where all the really smart people are, and Hogwarts is a school, all right? Hogwarts is a place where people go to learn, so being smart and knowing what you're talking about is really important. So this third step is why you explain what you think. Why do you disagree, all right? The fourth part, therefore, this is where you draw a conclusion that sums all of this up and talks about what's going on in the debate. So, Hogwarts is a school, it's important to be smart and clever because that's what school is all about, and Ravenclaw is where all the smart people are. Therefore, if you care about schooling and recognize that Hogwarts is a school, you have to know that Ravenclaw, not Gryffindor, is the best Hogwarts house, okay? So, let's try that again with another example. They said that dogs are the best pets, but I disagree, all right? There's my second step. Because cats are better pets than dogs because cats are easier to take care of, right? They don't require as much work. You can, go for the weekend and leave some food out for them, and they don't have to be taken out to be walked every day. You can leave them alone for like 48 hours and they'll be fine as long as you take good care of them, right? Therefore, the whole point of a pet is to enjoy them and to have fun. And a pet that requires a lot of work, like a dog, is not going to be as much fun because there's more work. So therefore, dogs are not the best form of pets. Cats are, because they're not as high maintenance, okay? So these are our 4 steps, right? They say, but I disagree because, therefore, and make a conclusion, right? So now it's your turn to try it, right? So I encourage you to stand up. I know you didn't actually stand up, did you, right? Go ahead and stand up. I can't make you, but, right, again, we need to practice our persuasive speaking skills, and the best way to do it is the way we would actually do it in a debate. So, hope you're on your feet. So, you are going to refute what I am about to say. Here we go. So, I think that school should be 7 days a week because when school is only 5 days a week, then students sleep in really late on the weekends, right? And then they don't have a consistent sleep schedule, and it makes it much harder for them to wake up on Monday mornings. And then they're tired all day Monday, and they can't focus as well, and they can't learn as well. So if we had school being 7 days a week, then everyone could have a consistent sleep schedule, and then people wouldn't be tired Monday mornings, and they would learn much better. All right, I know you don't agree with that. You don't want school to be 7 days a week, so tell me why I'm wrong using these 4 steps, all right? Okay, so I hope you went through all 4 of those things. Some quick tips. 1, you don't always have to say, but I disagree, but I disagree. That would make our debate really repetitive. So you can use other phrases like, but that's incorrect, or that's immoral, Judge, that's so wrong. So you don't need to use these exact words, but I disagree. You just need to show that you disagree with them in some way, okay? The other thing is to make sure that we always do this therefore part, that we always draw a conclusion. This is really easy to forget because sometimes we think we've already explained ourselves well enough, so we don't need to say anything further, all right? But make sure you really explain what this means for the debate, okay? Let's give it another try, all right? Here's my argument. Smoking should be allowed in public buildings because it's very inconvenient for people who smoke to have to go outside whenever they smoke. For example, today it's really rainy and gray, and if you are someone who smokes, then you're addicted, and it's, so you can't help but smoke. So now you have to put on boots and a raincoat and maybe get an umbrella, or you have to find an eave to stand under, and then you have to go outside in the rain to smoke. And wouldn't it be so much nicer and more convenient for all these people who can't help it anyways to just smoke indoors? All right, I'm guessing you don't agree with that either. So tell me why I'm wrong. Here we go. Okay, so I hope you did all 4 parts. And again, this is where we really do our convincing, okay? So I want you to imagine that your judge is super skeptical. So maybe you said that smoking shouldn't be allowed in public buildings because it's unhealthy, right? There would be all this secondhand smoke, and that would be really bad for people, okay? So I want you to imagine your judge is this guy. It's my friend Larry, right? Look how skeptical he looks. He's got his crossed arms, like this dude is not convinced. So if you said, well, smoking shouldn't be allowed, you said that smoking should be allowed in public buildings, but I think that's wrong because that would be really unhealthy. There would be all this secondhand smoke, and that would be bad for people, right? He's saying, so what, right? We need to take it one step further. So, therefore, right? If it's unhealthy, it's bad for the public. And the whole point of a public building is to be something that's good for everyone and it's useful for everyone. But with smoke in the building, right, that's helping the smokers out, which is a small group of people, but it's hurting everybody else, which is a larger group of people. So if it's, for example, a government building, right, it's only helping a small minority, but it's hurting most people. And so that undermines the whole purpose of a public building that's supposed to be good for everyone, right? And then our skeptical judge goes, oh, that's a lot more convincing, right? You took it one step farther, right? So imagine he's uncrossed his arms and he's smiling now. So thank you, Larry, for helping out. I bet you weren't expecting Larry to show up here, right? But that's the thing about debaters. We've got to be ready for anything. So let's try it one more time. I'm going to cover it up. See how we do. Okay. No one should own a cell phone until they're 18 years old because young people just aren't responsible enough to have cell phones, and they could lose them and they're really expensive, or they could drop them and crack their screens. And why should a parent or grandparent buy this expensive object for just a kid who's not even going to take care of it? And it's just a waste of money. So that's why people should not have cell phones until they're 18 years of age. Right? If you disagree, go ahead, tell me why. Really convince me. Okay, so I hope we went through all 4 steps. Pop quiz, let's see if we can remember what they are. What is our 3rd step? Right, this is our because. What's our 1st step? They said. After we say what they said, what do we say? That I disagree because, therefore, and we draw a conclusion so that we can convince our friend Larry. All right, so one last time. Homework should be banned because homework isn't helpful at all, right? We spend all day in school already. We spend a lot of time learning. We also have tests that assess how we learn, and homework is just extra work, right? If we need to do extra work on top of what we're already learning in school, then why isn't the school day longer, right? Once students are done for the day, they shouldn't have any homework. All right, so maybe you don't want to have homework, but maybe there are reasons that homework exists. So tell me why I'm wrong. Remembering our 4 steps. I'll let you peek. Give it a try. Okay, so that's all for me today. Thank you for learning about refutation. I hope you remember to always think on your feet, to always go through these 4 steps nice and clearly so that in the heat of a debate, when there's a lot going on, we keep our refutations nice and organized, right? That way we're being clear what we're replying to, that we don't agree with it, because it's a bad idea, Judge. You shouldn't listen to the other side, right? And exactly why we agree with it and why it's important for the debate so that we can really convince our skeptical judge here. So thanks. I hope this was helpful, and good luck debating. Bye.